what's up, everybody, man? We here tonight, man, and we got to talk about it. Is there a clear development for QB development? Clear path for QB development at Auburn? We coming up next. Water Cooler Talk. Let's go.
You are now tuned in to Water Cooler Talks, covering everything you love about college football, especially everything going down in the SEC conference. So, if you love college football, you need to lock in. And now, your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick.
Yo, welcome everyone, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, the coolest podcast in your ear. My name is Nick Frazier, and the other person you see him, you see him. We don't hear him because we don't do podcast no more. Tell him about, man.
You know who it is, Marcus Fitzpatrick. Let's go. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here. And of course, you see him. He is with us again tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The one, the only. Some people call him Ted. Some people call him Auburn Tez, but we just call him Tez from the Sharpshooters Podcast. Shout out to our guy Ted. Tez, how you feeling, man?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Thanks for having me again, bro.
Hey, man, welcome all the time. Man. We appreciate you so much for rocking with us, man. Can't complain. Ladies and gentlemen, man, again, thank y'all so much for rocking with us here around the Water Cooler, man, here on the Water Cooler Talk Podcast. If you have not, follow us on Twitter at CoolersPod23. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk. On Facebook, the Water Cooler Talk Podcast on Facebook. And, of course, here on YouTube. Subscribe, like, and share the video. And hit the notification bell so you know when we post more videos and go live, man. So we appreciate y'all so much. And I gotta say it. I know I said it on Sunday over on Auburn Addict channel.
What you say?
Say it here tonight, man. Thank y'all so much. Hand clap, everybody. We hit the 500 subscriber mark, man. We appreciate y'all.
We did it
for that. And like I always say, man, I will never not be appreciative of all of you that come over here and give us a piece of your time, and all of you that decided to hit the subscribe button and follow us and listen to us give our perspective on sports at Auburn and around the SEC, man. So we appreciate y'all so much, and we thank you again. So now the next goal is 1,000. So we're gonna keep giving you content, keep giving you quality content, and we're just trying to give you as much accurate information as possible, man. And we're trying to be those guys for you, man. We're trying to be the best podcast out there, the best YouTube channel out there, man, in the Auburn sports arena. But we appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man. Fellas, man, how y'all feeling tonight, man? Y'all feeling all right?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good, man.
Feeling pretty good, man.
How y'all think Hugh Freeze feeling right now?
He feeling good, man. If I'm Hugh Freeze, I'm feeling good.
He shouldn't lose no sleep.
Oh, okay. All right then. Shouldn't lose no sleep, you say, huh? Okay. All right. So, man, as you all saw from the thumbnail, Walker White, now former quarterback at Auburn University, has decided to transfer to Baylor University. And Pete Thamel reached out to him. He gave an interview after he committed to Baylor, and he was asked a question, and he gave a response. And this is what Mr. White said. Mr. White, this is a direct quote, and I quote: "I can't wait to meet my new teammates and get to work in Coach Spavia's offense. I am so excited that there is a clear path for quarterback development." A clear path. Development, end quote.
QB development.
Now, this happened over the weekend. I'm not saying I believe this happened Saturday. When this quote came out, it sent shockwaves through the Auburn arena.
That man.
The Auburn stratosphere. And people started to speculate What did Mr. White mean by those comments?
So, y'all know what he meant. Y'all know what he meant.
Well, let's not jump to conclusions.
All right. Yes, sir. But you know what he meant.
We'll dive into this. But like I stated, man, they sent shockwaves through the Auburn stratosphere. And everybody wanted to know, what did he mean by this? Was this a shot at Hugh Freeze? Was this a shot at Auburn? Was this a shot at the system? So tonight, here around the water cooler on the Water Cooler Talk podcast, we are going to try to decipher what Mr. White possibly could have meant from this. We're going to try to dive into this. We're going to try to break it apart. And we're going to try to give a educational hypothesis of what he potentially could have said. But let's get into it. So I'm just asking the question right now. Was this a shot at Hugh Freeze? I'm gonna start with Marcus on this because I think I already know your answer on this one.
Of course it was.
Wow.
Of course it was. It was every bit of a shot at Hugh Freeze.
That is a very, very just plain view at it. But go ahead, explain your reasoning behind it, sir.
Well, we can say, all right, I would say, going back to what you asked, it's a shot at everything but Auburn. I don't think. Well, essentially, it's a shot at Auburn because that's where he came from. But yes, it's a shot at everything: the system, the coach. Like I think one of the comments said, he sounded like a spoiled player that didn't get his way. But is this? I feel like there's a little truth behind what he said.
You want to elaborate more? Are you saying with that? Any more elaboration on that?
Like two things can be true. I feel like he was a spoiled player that didn't get his way because I felt like he was entitled. He felt like he was going to be entitled to some playing time the following year, and things didn't happen the way he wanted it to, and he spoke out. But I don't think what he said was incorrect. I haven't seen Hugh Freeze really develop any quarterback. Malik Willis to me was a high tier D1 quarterback that went to a low tier D1 school and did what he was supposed to do. Chad Kelly, he regrets his second year with Hugh Freeze. His first year, okay. Bo Wallace, to me, he was a natural talent. Like he gets natural talented quarterbacks, and he depends on them to naturally carry. He don't develop talent. Show me an NFL quarterback. He's not a Pete Carroll. He's not a Lincoln Riley. He doesn't develop quarterbacks to me. But, you know, two things can be true. I feel like he's a spoiled player that didn't get his way, but it's some truth behind what he was saying.
Wow. Spoiled player that didn't get his way. Let me write that down while we here. Let me start that. Spoiled player didn't get his way. All right. I'm going to come back to that. Ted, what you got?
Man, I think it was a shot at Hugh Freeze, but like not in the way. I think what he meant, honestly, is just like playing time.
Okay.
Like he said clear path for quarterback development. Everybody says that, but really what it is like he didn't see a path to get on the field.
Okay.
You know, because what's you gotta think about it. Like when we say the word quarterback development, it's like if you're not playing, you're not being developed. Right?
True.
I mean, practice is 100% important, but like it's nothing like those live bullets. You know what I'm saying? And when they signed Jackson, I don't know, he just didn't see a path for him to get on the field. That tells me more about Walker White than it does Hugh Freeze, to be honest.
Okay.
And I was high on Walker White. I thought that like it was his job to lose no matter who they came and got. But that's going on like actual quarterback development. So I'm thinking like if you're in Hugh Freeze's offense for 2 years, then this should be your job to lose. If this guy truly develops quarterbacks the way he says he does. his decision to go to Baylor makes me rethink that. Makes me think like kind of like Marcus said, he gets quarterbacks that are already established and then fits them into his offense. I mean, to be honest with you, like I think that's what all of them do. As far as like these offensive guys, is like when you think of a Lincoln Riley, like he runs a quarterback friendly system.
Mm-hmm.
like none of these guys are developing quarterbacks and running the ball 60% of the game. Like it's their system and how they play is what makes them like I guess quarterback developers, you know. And only a handful of them actually make it to the NFL and actually do anything.
Okay.
If you really look at it.
Okay.
I saw somebody talk about this and brought up like who was Lane Kiffin's quarterback last year?
Miller Moss, but he got benched.
No. The one that
Caleb Williams.
Matt Castle. Corral.
Oh, you talking about Lane Kiffin? My bad. I thought you said Lincoln Riley. My bad. Yeah,
no, Lane Kiffin.
Matt Corral. Yes.
They talked about him and how Lane Kiffin was praised as a quarterback developer for him, but like, where is he now?
He's in the UFL, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly.
With the Birmingham Cats, as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. So, you know, quarterback development is one of the things. What he's saying is, I didn't see a path for me getting on the field.
That's where I land on this situation at. I mean, because I'm not saying you say spoiled who didn't get his way. When I hear that, I revert back to there was a and I stated this yesterday on Auburn Addicts Have You Heard show that we do every Sunday. LaShawn McCoy did an interview and he stated in the NFL how Chip Kelly, the reason why Chip Kelly didn't pan out in the NFL because he didn't understand that the NFL was a superstar league. He didn't understand that. He was basically trying to run it as if it was a high school program and that he had control over everybody. But he didn't understand that these guys are superstars and that's the reason why these guys are getting paid so much. They're going to come and they're going to perform. I am starting to get to the realization now that when we get more into this NIL transfer portal area, the deeper we get into it, that's what's going to happen here. This is going to become more of a superstar game. And to the point of Walker White himself, Walker White was touted coming in that 24 class as the guy that was going to be throwing the ball to those four guys that were recruited to be and to upgrade their wide receiver room.
True.
Now, I stated this again. I said I'm a proponent of picking a guy, riding with that guy, giving that guy a chance to perform, and if he doesn't, then you go and you explore options of where you can to improve that position. I feel like the pressure of everything around Auburn forced Auburn to go out and get a Jackson Arnold in the portal. If last season didn't happen, I honestly believe that we would be sitting here right now looking at a possibility of having a Walker White starting.
I can see that.
Because I don't think Jackson Arnold would be on this roster.
I can see that.
And shout out to Auburn Dad. I think it was Auburn Dad. Let me look and see where it was. Hold up. Wait a minute. Where is that? I should have started. Jesus Christ, I lost it. But anyway, I thought I saw something in the chat that basically said something about how Peyton Thorne's numbers statistically improved this year.
Yeah, that's right.
He statistically improved. So he went from 1,500 yard passer last year to, if he would not have sat out a game and a half, he would have been a 3,000 yard passer.
But correct me if I'm wrong. When he spent time with Robert Ashford last year.
So what?
I said when he split time with Robert Ashford his first year.
when we go back to that split time with Robbie Ashford, no, not really, because Robbie Ashford never really played a full game. And I'm not sure if Robbie Ashford even got a start last year. Did Robbie Ashford get a start last year? I don't know if he got a start.
Look at that, man. I remember him getting a lot of packages in games.
A lot of players had packages. Malcolm Simmons had packages in the beginning of the season, and stuff like that. But I mean,
they contributed to the cut of his numbers.
Well, if that contributed to the cut of his numbers by almost 1,600 yards in passing, that's pretty big. That's a big cut. But back to my original point, I honestly believe if this past season did not happen the way that it did happen, I think you are looking at fan base pressure around Hugh Freeze, the narrative around him not being so hard on him to where he can actually give a guy like Walker White at that time a chance to develop and get those reps to get the development. Because I agree with you, Tez. I don't think it's about development. I think it's about playing time. Because if you look at it logistically, Jackson Arnold still has 2 years left of eligibility. Let's just say Jackson Arnold comes out next year and he doesn't ball. He decides to come back a second year. Now, at that time, Walker White is a redshirt sophomore at that time. And then you have the pressure of them going out and getting a Deuce Knight in this 25 class behind him, who everybody is saying is going to be the guy. So now you stuck in between these two like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, trying to figure out where do you fit in with now this guy who potentially cannot have a good season in 2025 and then be around for another year. And then the guy behind you who everybody is waiting to see what happens. So my thing is he's in a position of saying, look, I want to get on the field as quick as I possibly can, because in this new landscape of college football, time is not of the essence. Because as they always say, they always trying to find somebody to come in and replace you that's better. As we can see in this situation, this guy was touted in the 24 class as the quarterback, and then next year you go out and get a Deuce Knight right behind him. So I don't think it's about development. I think it's literally all about where can I go to get I can get the quickest route on the field. Even though Sawyer Robinson is going to be the starting quarterback at Baylor next year, it is clear that in 2026, Walker White will be the guy. If nothing happens, if nothing drastic happens, he's going to be the guy at Baylor.
So that's like, but that's the same issue that he ran into at Auburn. Like Walker White was, I mean, he's a star in an empty room.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like they made him some promises.
I get what you're saying.
That in an empty quarterback room that don't necessarily exist no more.
I understand exactly what you're saying.
Because you got a freshman left-handed quarterback that's amazing. And then, you know, you have an opportunity. You have two quarterbacks leave. You have to fill up your room. You go get quarterbacks that fit your system. One of them happens to be a former 5-star quarterback, dual threat with 2 years of eligibility left. This is, like I said before, this should be Walker White's job to lose, right?
Even with Jackson Arnold on the field?
Even with them going to get Jackson Arnold, you should be the front runner. You've been in this system. You played with the man.
All right, I'm gonna ask you this question. I ask you this question.
I actually agree with that, Tez.
I'm gonna ask you this question right here. I'm gonna ask you this question. And shout out to the chat. We see you in the chat, man. Shout out to Auburn Dad. Shout out to King Richard. Shout out to Jonathan Taylor, Huggy Beard, King Richard, man. Sharp Screws Wade. Shout out to all y'all, man. We see y'all in the chat. We appreciate y'all, everybody that's watching, man. Thank y'all so much. Now let's look at this. Let's look at this from let's look at this. Let's look at college football in the new era of college football.
Right.
I agree with what you saying, Tez. If this was not the NIL era, Jackson, they just invested allegedly $1.8 million into Jackson Arnold. Are you gonna sit $1.8 million on the sideline?
Yeah,
if he's not the better option.
But
Okay.
but the thing about it is, from Nick's standpoint, I see what he's saying. You don't go spend money unnecessarily.
Exactly.
With no intent on playing.
Your point, Ted, and why I agree so much. If the system is so good, and this is his second year in the system, we should be going into next season understanding that we are at least an 8 to 10 win team.
Exactly.
Right. But
So,
what told me a lot was he didn't win. Like, I understand the plan was to redshirt him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't even. Did he even play in his 4 games?
He played in one. He played against ULM. He played in the fourth quarter of ULM. He came in. He didn't do well. He had a couple of rushes and he had a fumble on his second play.
Right. And a lot of it is because we just, you play a lot of quarterbacks when you up in games. We weren't up in games a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that part of it. But like, he wasn't, I don't know what the word I'm trying to use. He wasn't like, apparently he didn't come into camp and blow the doors off the thing to where it was even a question like, should we redshirt this kid or should we give him an opportunity right now? Right?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So like, I don't know, man. Like, it tells me a lot about the quarterback development piece. And as much as we want to say quarterback development, a lot of these guys that are being developed that we would look at, like, we take a quarterback that we say has been developed, he usually starts off as a 5-star prospect anyway.
True.
Right? It's very few coaches that you're seeing putting 3-star quarterbacks in the league. It rarely happens.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
It has happened. There are great examples of it. But the norm, it just doesn't happen like that.
I got you.
So, like, I don't know, man. He's a quarterback that I had faith in. Like, I thought I was going to see him because I've had faith in the system. Said, oh, this kid is sitting under Hugh Freeze. I'm believing what he's saying. We're redshirting him. He came out and said that he was swimming a little bit, meaning he wasn't grasping anything.
Yeah, he did. I sat here on this show and said that I honestly thought that Walker White could be a Heisman Trophy winner, at least a contender, before he left Auburn. I sat here and said that. That's just how much. That's how much I believe that Walker White could have been the guy because he gave me Tebow vibes. Every time he gave me, and I was like, man, I'm like 6'4". It was like 225, 230, whatever pounds he is. I'm like, man, this guy could really be a guy that can come in and for the next 3 years potentially could be the guy. But I think a lot of this has to do with last season as well. Like, if last season didn't go as bad as it did,
I agree with it.
I don't think we are sitting here having this conversation saying that and I could be wrong. I don't think that Jackson Arnold would have been on this roster. Now,
because if we win last season, Nick, we're more patient going into this season.
But see, you still have another problem there as well. Does Hank Brown leave?
Yes.
If the season goes as well,
Brown leaves regardless.
No, I don't think so. Because I think so. I put like this. This goes into my next question though. But go ahead, Tez. I hold it. What you thinking? I hold it.
No, I'm about to pose another question. I hope it's not what you're about to ask.
Okay, hold on.
Go ahead.
Because this goes into my next question. My next question was this: do you think I have a thought process on the reason why Hank Brown left? I have a real thought process on that, and I believe my thought process has been proven as the reason why Hank Brown left. Do you think the situation with Hank Brown leaving had anything to do with Walker White leaving?
Quarterback development?
No. Listen to this. So Hank Brown comes in, he plays the New Mexico game, right? He comes in the first half of the Arkansas game, stinks it up, threw like 3 interceptions in the first half, and we don't see him again for the rest of the season.
He was transferring in. We just didn't know it.
He was QB2. And even in the ULM game, when Peyton Thorne came out, they put Walker White in the game.
Right.
Not QB2. They put Walker White in the game.
So in a sense, what you're saying is There was no clear path for quarterback development.
Look, but Nick, that's obvious with him though. Like it was a clear path for him to start. Everybody was calling for him to start, and he get out and have a rough first half, and we don't see him no more. I knew when he went to the bench, I was like, yeah, he transferring after this year.
So it kind of is along the lines of the question I was about to ask, or situation I was about to pose. Is like, do you think that we just treated Peyton Thorne too bad?
That's an interesting question. No, I don't think we treated Peyton Thorne too bad.
Hear me out. Walker White, think about it. Our quarterback room is empty. We lost our entire quarterback room.
Okay.
Peyton Thorne's out of there. Everybody else that was there transferred. We expected Holden Gardner. Hank Brown, kind of the situation which you said, Nick, and then here we with Walker White. So we lose the entire quarterback room. Do you think like it crossed their mind watching Peyton Thorne and saying 2,700 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions got me trashed? Not just wasn't good enough, but got me blitzed by this fan base.
Here is my rebuttal to that. I think people, the preconceived notion, if we take Peyton Thorne year 2 from Peyton Thorne year 1 at Auburn, statistically a different player.
Right.
He played better statistically in year 2 than he did year 1. Now, what happened in year 1 though? That's what everybody remembered.
Yeah.
And everybody, this recency thing of what he did in year 1, people like, oh man, we just waiting on him to do this and mess up. So, but if you take that out of it, which you can't because it happened in year 1, if you take that out and you look at it just from an objective point of view, Peyton Thorne had a pretty good statistically wise. He was top 5 in the SEC in quarterback, if I'm not mistaken, in year 2. But because of what he did year 1, people like, oh man, here we go, Peyton Thorne. We got Peyton Thorne at quarterback again. Oh my God, here we go again. When he gonna throw an interception?
But think about you in the quarterback room.
Let's stop. And quit acting like he didn't throw the ball wildly accurate at times. Let's not do that.
No,
let's not act like he didn't get both. Let's not act like he didn't get the bulk of his yards against cupcake competition.
Yeah, that's every quarterback though.
Of course.
I'm just saying, like, come on though. Don't just statistically, come on, bro. He put up almost 1,000 yards against 2 cupcake teams.
Let's look at why y'all doing that. I'm
every quarterback
per game. I'm looking at his numbers per
I
game.
understand. I'm just saying. In the big game, he choked as well.
I guess what I'm saying is
we're not disputing that.
Okay.
I guess what I'm saying is if you said
like he was just the world beat out there. Let's not do that.
I guess what I'm saying is that's the standard we set right now. It's like what Peyton Thorne put up. So you got 2,700 yards, 21 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Now you got some big moments that he filed up, but it was more on the coaching staff, right?
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
So when I hear Walker White say something like this, it makes me question the coaching staff just a tad bit.
Here are Peyton Thorne numbers for the season. These are just his passing yards per game. Alabama A&M 322, Cal 165, Arkansas 213, Oklahoma 338, Georgia 200, Missouri 176, Kentucky 172. But in that Kentucky game, Jarquez Hunter had like 278 yards rushing. Vanderbilt, he had 239 yards passing. ULM 286 yards against Texas A&M, 301 yards, and against Alabama 301 yards. Against quality competition, Peyton Thorne threw the ball pretty well. I'm just being honest. And his lowest completion percentage for the season was against Alabama at 58.5, and then he had one against Missouri at 58.6. His highest of the season was against Kentucky, which where he threw the ball. He was 20 of 26, and he was 76 of 9. He was 76.9% on the
How many
season.
times he threw the ball against Kentucky?
He threw it 26 times.
Okay.
So I mean, statistically, Peyton Thorne's numbers looked really good. The problem
I'm not caping for Peyton though. I don't want nobody.
Hey, it sounds like it. Hey, it do. It really do. I'm just trying to keep us honest. Like
y'all making my point because
going back to what Ted said. Going back to what Ted said.
From year one. From year one.
A lot of it was on coaching though. Like he made a lot of bonehead decisions, but a lot of problems late in games were late in the game play call. So I do 100% agree with you on that, Ted.
Well, I'm saying if we get as a fan base, if we trash that man like that, and the entire quarterback room leaves. Like think about it. There's nobody in that room that said, I don't want no parts of being quarterback at Auburn University from last year.
Okay, all right. So let
me saying everybody ran from competition. Like, I don't know.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you my I'm gonna give you my thought process on each guy. Holden Garner left because Holden Garner wouldn't get no playing time, and plus Holden Garner.
I was surprised Holden was still there.
Well,
as long as he was,
he wanted to graduate from Auburn. He wanted to get his degree from Auburn. He wanted to get his degree from Auburn.
Right.
All right, shout out him.
He graduated and he left, and that happened the day the portal opened up. I honestly believe that Hugh Freeze recruited Hank Brown at Liberty to play quarterback at Liberty because he thought Hank Brown could play quarterback at Liberty, not in the SEC. So when when Hank Brown messed up, that was Hugh Freeze's excuse to go out and be like, "Yeah, man, you can't do it. Nah." And Hank Brown saw that and was like, "Yeah, you don't believe in me? I'm gonna go somewhere where I got a chance of playing and showing what I can do." That's my thought process on that. Walker White, I honestly believe he just wants to get on the field as quickly as possible, and he believes he can play. So it's not. I don't think it's about development. I think it's more like you said earlier, Tez. He just wanted to find a way where he can get where he knows his path to playing on the field is clear.
True.
That's what I think.
So do you in the NIL era? Does that even exist anymore?
What do you mean? What is this anymore?
Are there coaches now that in the NIL era? Are there coaches now that will develop a player like a Walker White, and not have to bring in a transfer portal quarterback because you could just go buy one and win a championship?
I think
or compete for a championship.
I think you do have those coaches. Look at Shane Beamer in South Carolina with the North Settlers. He stuck with him all season. At the beginning of the year, South Carolina almost lost to Old Dominion at the beginning of the year. And he got better progressively each week, 2 points away from beating Alabama at Alabama.
What was South Carolina's options at the time?
I think was the backup quarterback. That's what I'm saying. He was the backup quarterback.
I think a lot of what's happening with Hugh Freeze is like he got options now. He didn't have,
You got a point. Let's take a look at the chat real quick, man. Shout out to the chat, man. JT, man, came in early, man. He said, Walker White comment is likely a direct shot at Hugh Freeze and Auburn. Could be he is hyping up Baylor, but I feel like with the stuff I've seen with my eyes and the disability developed QBs, wouldn't be surprised if it is a sign. Okay. Hey, man. Shout out to Huggy Beard, War Eagle. Wade, what's up, Wade? How you doing, Wade? Hope you're not on the truck, man. Hope everything's going good. Auburn Dad for life, man. Shout out to you, my guy. Auburn Dad. Are you watching movies with your grandkids, Auburn Dad? Hope everything going good. JT, man. Shout out to JT, man. JT's sick and he's still in here, man. I hope you're feeling better, JT. Everything good. King Richard in here, man. War Eagle to you, man. King Richard, another one, man. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, he asked this question last time. Says, are you on another plane? He wanted
man. I'm in orbit, actually.
Huggy Beard in the chat. What up, Huggy? What happening, fellas? You heard me. Sharpshooters podcast won't say that. But hey, man. Shout out to Sharpshooters, man. Go Sharpshooters tomorrow. Shout out to Sharpshooters, man. I ain't gonna spoil it for him, but shout out to him, man. I'm excited for that for those guys over there. Wade Lewis, Sharp, we don't use them too fully.
Right.
That's dope. Auburn Dad for life, man. So say what you want. Hugh only been there 2 years, and Peyton Thorne did improve. And I think on this, Walker White could left for that reason. When Hank and Holden Garner left, but he didn't leave till we got Jackson Arnold with 2 years. That's possibly a possibility as well. He just didn't see himself getting any playing time, which I think we kind of agree with. Though. King Richard, man, yeah, shout out to King Richard celebrating the 500 subs that we got, man. We appreciate y'all so much. King Richard said, "Keep doing what you're doing, and it will get there, man." We're gonna keep it moving, King. We're gonna keep it moving, King Richard. We'll be there, man. Hey, he agreed with you, Mark. He said it sounded like a spoiled player, ready player leaving, didn't get his way. That's what he said. You still believe that, Marcus?
Sure, that's who I pulled it from. I seen.
Okay.
One thing could be true. He could be a spoiled player that didn't get his way, and like I said, it could be a sign that Hugh Freeze has a quarterback development problem.
Yeah, here you go. He also said we need a real QB coach, so you don't believe in Ken Austin. All right, okay. That's a. So that's two of his former quick QBs calling Hugh Freeze into question, talking about Bo Wallace, and now I guess we're talking Walker White, which is weird to me. Which we haven't discussed about the situation is Walker White was recruited last year. He was the guy, like they was coming in to be the guy last year.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
And he was the one that put the class together. Like
he did.
He kind of was the.
He did. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. He recruited because he was committed to Clemson, decommitted, and then committed to Auburn, and basically was out there recruiting for him. Yeah. Where there's smoke, there's usually fire. That is a true statement. That is true. So it possibly could be a sign. He's Auburn Dad said, I disagree. Peyton Thorne improved numbers wise a lot with even benches, so you can't say he can't improve QBs.
I think the offense in general improved. It wasn't just Peyton Thorne. The receivers got better. Like we upgraded it a lot.
All I'm saying is if you forcing the pass, bro, if you forcing it, you got his numbers got to improve. Or we're gonna get.
That's what I'm saying. Hugh Freeze offense his first year and Hugh Freeze offense his second year is almost like two different offenses.
Well, let's be honest.
The gold of it.
Let's be honest. That first year, that was Philip Montgomery offense. That was
right. We ran the ball a lot.
Right.
And you got one more win out of that too. So I mean, and you went to a bowl game, but you know,
if he gives Jaquez more than 10 carries in certain games, I think we'll get. Let me shut up.
King Richard said, "Let's look at Bama. Their QB looked great, but now you look at it. It was the spread of the wide receivers that made those QBs look so good. Wow.
Yeah.
Or was it just Ryan Williams?
Well, it's very few quarterbacks that look good in college without elite receivers.
Yeah, true.
Does Auburn have few transfers left?
You
mean coming in?
Coming in, is that what you mean? Yes, that's what I was trying to understand. Do you have any coming in? As of right now, no. There shouldn't be anybody else coming in. But there are, okay. So the transfer portal is closed, but starting January 1st, players can start visiting again. As a matter of fact, Jeffrey Emba, who was an Auburn defensive lineman, transferred to Purdue, who re-entered the transfer portal, is expected to visit Auburn again. So he may be back. So we'll see what happens there. Give you a little bit more depth on the defensive line. That'll be interesting. JT said, agree, Nick. I feel part of Jackson Arnold's agreement was to be the starter and the money involved. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like in the NFL, you are not about to sit a $50 million a year quarterback on the bench.
No, and that's you're gonna pay for no reason.
Exactly.
But what if your job's on the line? If you win or not?
Well, the thing about it is, Tez, if you went out and you paid that man and he stinks up the joint, his Freeze job gone anyway. You can go to him, but if he don't turn around instantly, I mean, instantly, he gone. Like we ain't finna sit here doing a quarterback change and be like, well, he Freeze.
So you brought up something interesting. So you're saying that coaches are about to start getting fired for bad evals for wasting money
That's
versus
what I was about to say.
like even the record. It's like, hey, you cost us a lot of money on this player. He didn't pan out. Yeah, you had a decent season, but my God.
Yeah, I mean, you can sit here and argue that he's bad evaluating quarterbacks, possibly.
Yeah.
You didn't say Marcus. I see that Bills having behind you. You part of the Bills Mafia like JT?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess. Are y'all going to Super Bowl this year now?
Hey man, I don't want to put out no juju. Just wait on it. Just stay humble.
Right.
We're gonna be quiet. When you
Shout
lose both straight Super Bowls, you gotta be humble, man. You gotta be quiet.
Shout out to Tight Sports, man. Hi guys. We don't have a development program currently. We do provide cleats with great track. Tight, man. Shout out to Tight Sports, man. Hey man, if you're an Alabama fan and you want, if you just want to go somewhere that's entertaining, and just get some good entertainment, go subscribe to Tight Channel. It's good. With them green Stacey Adams, bro. I'm telling y'all, man, y'all got it. It's an inside joke. Can you get development when you are part on the scout team? The coach at Nebraska elected to play his freshman. Deion got salted to get Juju ready. Same at Tennessee with Nico. Those are clear plans.
That's interesting.
That is interesting,
man.
This is the Walker White. This is what I'm saying. It's like you got Walker White. He was that guy. He's the Juju. He's the in this, you know.
But then you go out and get
Deuce?
Another Juju to be right behind him, who everybody is saying is going to be the guy.
You ain't had that option last year.
but you didn't have to go out and get him.
Listen, you didn't have that option last year. Everybody just trashed you for not getting Cam Ward. The entire narrative behind the whole season was Auburn, was Hugh Freeze, didn't go and get a transporter quarterback. That's why they struggling, and you fumbled the bag. So I don't blame the man for as soon as the best quarterback that I think I can get is available, I'm getting them from high school. I'm getting them from the transfer portal. Go for it, man. Your job on the line.
But to feed out what you said, Ted, he also trashed his quarterback room in a lot of interviews, he trashed his quarterback room. He was about to bring it up. In a lot of situations. And when you talk about that, you know what I'm saying? It get real crazy. So it's just
like, So I've been one that says that a lot of things that he said in those press conferences, I didn't take it as throwing the players under the bus, because sometimes he was just detailing the play. They asked him what happened. He detailed the play. There was one thing he said that I didn't like, and that was the find me a quarterback that won't throw the ball to the other team.
Yeah, I remember that.
And when you play that quote now, and you look at the entire quarterback room is gone. You know, I don't know if that. I'm not gonna say that's solely it, but like, I would be surprised if one of them players thought about that. And then he goes out, and to your point, he gets Deuce Knight, goes and get Jackson Arnold. So what it looks like, that's what he's doing.
But I'm just saying, he
quarterback that won't throw it to the other team.
He recruited like he had no quarterback in his future. He recruited like his quarterback went there anyway. So if I'm Walker White, you already slapped me in my face.
Yeah.
A lot of great takes, fellas. A lot of interesting, great takes. I like that. Tight Sports. No, Holden Garner left. He left at the beginning. He left the first day the portal opened up. He announced his intention. The reason Peyton Thorne is trash is because he didn't make the right decisions at the needed times, and also missed throws an average QB should hit. He also forced it trying to do too much. Yeah, we agree with you on that, man. He was not the best.
I had to remind them, John. No. I just went for to let them just. His numbers statistically. No,
hey man,
statistically his numbers were better.
I agree with that. Hey, don't forget. Just don't forget.
We are, but we were better special teams play away from maybe 9 wins.
That's true too.
So we can't just put it on the quarterback. Right?
That's true too.
I'm not blaming on that solely him. I actually blame it on the coaching, but I'm just saying, like you said, Tiz, like y'all were kind of capable for him. I had to, you know,
it'll really bad.
Yeah, let's just bring it down a little bit.
Shout out to Jackson Barkley, man. Shout out to Jackson Barkley. Shout out
yeah.
to Jackson Barkley, man. That's our
Right.
guy. Huggy Beard, he might have had better stats, but I saw him making the same bonehead decisions on the field. Yeah, I mean, we're not sitting here saying that he was just all-world quarterback. We're just saying statistically, from year 1 to year 2, he was better quarterback. It's just that in those critical moments, whether you want to call it game management, coaching, or player error, he just didn't make the right play.
He didn't do the right thing.
Yeah, that's it. John Colvin is on deck, ready to serve it up. These guys got tight. Stop, bro. Stop. Shout out to Auburn basketball team. Auburn wins. They beat Monmouth 87-58. Shout out to them guys, man. It was a close game in the first half. It was close.
Can we get that number 1 seed? Like,
man,
what are we doing at this point?
Tennessee got to lose. Tennessee gonna have to lose. They're gonna have to. Tennessee gonna have to lose in order for them to slide Auburn up. But I'm a proponent of them just saying, look, just slide Auburn up because they deserve to be there. But it is what it is. Huggy Beard said Ted's got a good point about the coaching having to take some responsibility for bad play calling. Yep. Shout out to Ed Darby. Hold up, what happened? I got Ed Darby. The problem is other coaches trust their evaluation and 1-year development to get their guy ready. They put pressure on themselves and the QB coach to get them ready.
True.
That's my thing. If that's the question, if that was it, this season coming up, it should be a quarterback competition between Hank Brown and Walker White to see who will be QB1. That's the conversation we should be having this all season, going into spring practice. Because you would not have saw Hank Brown this past year if everything would have went different than different would have looked like.
Right.
You wouldn't have saw Hank Brown. So Hank Brown probably still would have been on this roster.
So question,
you would have had Walker White and Hank Brown competing for the starting job this spring. But go ahead.
My question to you is, how many wins would be enough for your statement to be true? So like 7, 8 wins, 9, 10 coming into the next year to keep Hank Brown and Walker White.
I think 7 wins. If he would have progressed, or even if he would have got 6 wins and a bowl win, which would have put him at 7 games. No, if he would have got 6, if he would have got 6 wins and then the bowl game would have gave him 7, that's progression. It's not a major jump, but that's progression because the previous year you won 6, went to a bowl game and lost. Now, if you won 6 this year, went to a bowl game and won, people are like, okay, progression, baby steps. And that's what they were trying to sell us from the jump anyway, even though he came out here and said he turned programs around quickly. I mean, but come on.
I mean, I think that that Arkansas game, that whole Hank Brown experiment away from just a completely different season. Like for real, like I believe that if you never bench Peyton Thorne, for one, I know we get to a bowl game. I know we get to 6 wins.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't develop this culture of just losing games in big moments.
Yep.
Right. It was at that point where we just started looking for stuff to go wrong in these games. And like I just believe that we shouldn't have never played Hank Brown. Shouldn't have never started him.
I feel you on that.
We should have ran the football.
That too.
Bro, like the thing about it is no matter
that Cal game wrecked our season.
Yep.
The thing about it is you could have hit a lot of Peyton Thorne's deficiencies by running the football.
True.
A lot of times we went to the reason why his numbers look so good is because we kind of made him throw the ball a lot. Like we forced that. Like,
well, but that's the thing. Like with a lot of what this is why the Walker White leaving thing kind of crazy too, because I firmly believe that we're gonna throw the ball around.
Oh yeah, it's set up to throw the ball around, but we wasn't set up to throw the ball around last year, in my opinion.
And I think that Walker White may have better arm talent than Jackson Arnold.
It says Jackson Arnold a clown in that short game now.
I'm just talking about what I've seen.
All right, let's
in
keep
college at the collegiate level. But I don't know.
Martin said, Peyton played decent this year. The stats should have been year one stats. Yeah, if Peyton Thorne's stats this past season was year one stats, Peyton Thorne probably is not here for year two. So this is a whole different situation. So you probably looking at possibly, seeing a guy come in, another 1 year guy come in to get a Walker White ready to be the starter coming in this season. So yeah, it's a different story. Okay, it's me. Good to know that. Is that final? It's not final. So the basketball game is not final?
No.
Oh, it's not?
Well, I thought it was over.
I thought it was over. Okay, well, we'll take a look at it. We'll get it right. Some of these coaches don't have a QB competition because they know who they want to start and develop them as the number 2 or number 3, not on scout team. Do you think Manning was running scout team at Texas? No, I do not. I don't think he was. I think DeBoer may be a development type coach. Holes have to be filled, but adding a running back and losing 3 running backs is unsustainable in his opinion. Okay. All right. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm not better, but gotta represent. Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. Okay, so man, hopefully you get over the illness that you JT, man. Shout out to you, my guy. Martin said had to clear the QB room to get them vibes out of there. That's weird though. You had to clear the QB room of the guy you went and got and you recruited last year though, in Walker White. That's telling. Tells you a lot. On the road. He said he was on the road headed to Jacksonville. Okay, and he spent in Panama City. I see you, man. Okay.
Shout out, Huggy.
Hugh Freeze was straight up trash and players. One of the many reasons I can't stand looking at it. All right, man. All right. They fired Jimbo for poor evaluations. This is okay. It really looked like he was distracted. He had 76 million things that ruined it. Wow. So you trying to say he was planning to get fired for $76 million? All right. Possibly. Could have been. For like the 7th time, I'm asking, what do we do about the 4th scholarship QB, Barkley or Portal? All right, I tell you this. This is my thought process. I honestly think they should scholarship Jackson Barkley. I'm gonna just come out here and say it publicly. I think Jackson Barkley should be the 4th scholarship quarterback.
Yep, I agree with that.
And not because he came on the podcast and did a show with us last year. Not because of that, but because he can actually throw the football and he's really good.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that.
And he stayed. He stuck with you, so he deserves.
I honestly believe that he should be the 4th scholarship quarterback. That's just how I feel about it. So
but he's pretty disrespectful. He might just go get somebody else in spite of it.
Hashtag Jackson Barkley QB4.
Yes, sir. Run it up.
Let's go, man. Hashtag Jackson Barkley QB4. We had a cheat code with Quez and Freeze, didn't cover up Payne's inefficiencies with him.
Man, shout out Wade, bro.
Wade he didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do with him.
Yeah, because he want to throw the football. I think one of the issues that Freeze has right now is he has been so focused on recruiting that can't put his full attention on QBs and game plan. This is something that I have always thought about because he always would say that he would like, okay, so for the first year he had the statement saying that he was not in on the offensive game planning for the week of the bowl game because he was out doing other stuff. I was like, what? Huh? What are you talking about, bro? You the offensive minded guy that Auburn hired to come in and change this around. What are you talking about? What's going on? Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. So if that's the case, then I agree that we should probably go out and find a OC that is going to be the primary play caller and offensive and the guy that draws up the offensive game plan. And let Hugh Freeze just be the CEO. Let him do the CEO stuff. Let him go out and kiss the babies. Let him go out and shake the hands. Let him go out and do the recruiting. Even though you hire Will Redmond to come in and help you with that. I mean, let him go out and do that. Go hire a primary play caller. Do that if that's what you want to do. That's why he says it's play calling by committee, which I hate.
I hate.
God, I hate play calling by committee stuff.
I'm just start calling in the games and call me a player too. It's second down play.
Exactly, Marcus. Padded stats calls Hugh Freeze force the passing game. Calls Hugh Freeze to force the passing game. If Hugh Freeze lean into the run game, AU rightfully might have been 10-2, 11-1. Do y'all think they would have been 10-2, 11-1?
I think
they could have won 8 games.
I say 8 games.
I don't think Hugh Freeze run game would win.
Win the 10 games.
No, and he want to throw the ball, bro. Like, listen, we got to get used to that. He want to throw the ball, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm used to it now because he got the squad to do it. Last year, you obviously didn't have, like me and Nick said a lot of times last year.
He didn't
have the personnel to do it. So why keep forcing it?
Yeah.
Like you should have tailored your game plan to the talent you had. We all said that.
Oh, okay. Right. Oh, he's talking about the squirrel right now, so that's not final yet of him in the Bama. Okay. Well, it is what it is. Shout out to sharpshooters, not saying that. I think the QB competition between Hank Brown and Holden Gurney and Walker White would have been slanted to experience, even though none of them have been developed. It seems, yes, he does. Hugh Freeze, he focuses on experience. He wants experience. So even in that competition, I honestly believe I don't think Holden Gurney would have been in that because I think Holden Gurney was leaving anyway. I think Hank Brown would have gotten the nod because of the experience. But even in that situation, how can you say who had more experience? Because neither one of them played in it. And this is hypothetically, if Hank Brown would not have played last year and stayed, Hank Brown still would not have had any real college snaps. So that experience, I would have been like, man, you got to go with who better at that point. Who gives you the best chance to win? So
I was about to ask you, so how does he develop quarterbacks?
Ted, chill out, bro. He do that though. Chill out. Do that, bro.
Funny, bro. Y'all funny.
Man, that man crazy, bro. That man Ted come out here with that sharpshooter energy with that. He asking these crazy questions.
Hey,
no, our fans said
saying, like, if he focuses on the starter.
Our fans say he developed quarterback. Don't do that. Do that.
I mean, okay, Malik Willis with the Liberty.
I'm not saying that he doesn't develop quarterbacks.
Malik Willis was an SEC talent, bro.
We know that. I agree with you. I think Malik Willis should have been the starter over Sean White. I'm just gonna be honest with you. If you go back to that 8-day game, Malik Willis made a couple of good throws in that 8-day game, man. He should have been a starter.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it is. That's Gus Malzahn. That's your guy. That's your guy. That's your guy.
Hey, shoot. It wasn't his fault. How was that his fault?
If you give Gus this class,
man.
No, I want to hear the rest of this. Hold on. I want to hear the rest of this statement Ted say before I either agree
or disagree. Go ahead, you start that tonight, Nick.
If you give Gus this class, what happened?
Here we go. Here comes some truth.
We not sitting at home this bowl season.
Thank you, God. Every time he started telling the truth.
That's all I'm saying.
Stop. Anyway,
he run the football though, Nick. He runs the football.
A coach for coaching. Yes, Nick. That's what he said. Shout out to Kendall, man. Kendall in the chat, man. He said we all know that. 500. Martin said if you play college football 25, you know it takes 3 to 4 years. Right here. At the same time, you know to get the best.
Yeah.
He ain't lying though, man. Because I'm in my dynasty right now, and I just got a 5-star side. But I like going to like lower tier teams and trying to build them up to national championship contenders. I'm trying to get
with South.
I'm trying. No, I ain't with South. I use the SEC team. As a matter of fact, I got an SEC team. It ain't Auburn. I didn't use Auburn because Auburn's prestige was too high. So I went and got like a 2-star, a two prestige team and started trying to build them up to a 5-star.
Vandy.
Yep. I tried to do it. Well, it's happening. I don't want national championship so far, but it is what it is. Good point is I didn't think about it being a Hugh Freeze run game. Yeah, that's it.
So right.
Hank Brown is going to ball. I keep telling people this, man. I keep telling people in 2 to 3 years, 2 years, Hank Brown is going to be a top quarterback prospect out of Iowa, bro. He's not going to be asked to do much because Iowa is a run-first team. They really about defense. He ain't going to be asked to throw the ball deep down the field. It's going to be like Tom Brady. It's going to be like a Tom Brady offense. With a dink and dunk. That's dink and dunk it. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, I think I'm going to light it up.
Oh, yeah. The reason I say 10-2 is because AU righteously gave away 5 games that the other teams was trying to let win. 5? I would probably say Missouri. I would definitely say Arkansas. I would definitely say
Georgia.
I was thinking Georgia because they were still in that game going to the fourth quarter.
I would say Georgia.
Vanderbilt. They could have been so three games they could have won. They could have been different coming out. So yeah, man.
Hugh Freeze 75 yards away from 10 wins.
Basically. Hugh Freeze waiting to the players the starter to develop the issue. To develop is the issue. You just summed it up for us, Ed Darby.
Yeah.
Ed Darby. I like that, man. DC, how you feel about this comment right here? I see DC in the chat. How you feel about this comment right here, DC?
K-Rod, bro. Chill out.
10-win season.
I don't know about that.
Man, K-Rod, come on here and do that. Don't stir up no pot, bro. This is a good show.
I don't know about that one.
Oh, snap.
Gus.
They saying Gus, man. They saying Gus, man. That's what they saying. I don't know, bro. It's like the conversation, man. Wide receivers will be transferred if. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man, that's true. That's what I said. That's what I said.
Are we gonna act like Hugh Freeze's route tree any better with the start route in the post?
Jesus Christ! Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Ed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ed.
Nobody want to come to school to block.
Exactly. Yeah, Osman Chroma at Florida State about to be a 1,800-yard back.
Oh yeah, he ain't gonna have nothing left when he gets to the end.
Exactly. Nothing. Righteously, bro, I can't stand.
You gotta die that way.
But he wins at least 9 games with the squad. Listen. Gus
Malzahn, man. Look, man.
He brought it up. Gus Malzahn and Hugh Freeze, historically as head coaches, are literally like 0.4, 0.8 wins away in average wins per season. I think Gus averages like 8.1, and I think Hugh Freeze averages like 7.7 wins a season, historically. So it is what it is.
He's worth another win.
Man, one has a winning record in the SEC, and one has a losing record in the SEC.
Whatever, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
Whatever.
My bad. I'm sorry.
Huggy B said Cal, Oklahoma. I forgot about Oklahoma. Arkansas, Missouri, and Vandy. Okay, so those are 5. Shout out to Huggy for that, man. Tim the Tool, man. Taylor, what's up, man? How you doing, man? Hope everything going on, man. Y'all don't see? Hey, do y'all see his his avatar? Yeah, man. You know, man. You gotta say this, man. War Eagle, man. Hope everything going good with you, man. Auburn, what up, man? How you doing, man? I hope y'all had a good Christmas, man. Hope everything going good, man. He said Gus be using the wide receivers for blocking and Malcolm be speed sweeping. That's it.
Malcolm Simmons would love him.
Oh yeah, Malcolm Simmons would love Gus Malzahn. He'll be Ontario McCaleb 2.0. That's what he would be.
Man,
don't get it twisted, man. I'm glad AU moved on from Gus. I ain't saying this was a bad decision. Yeah, I think everyone was kind of excited that it got kind of stale with Gus at the end. Say, man, Tim the Tool, man. Said my ex-girlfriend who didn't know anything about football to tell me when we were running or passing under Gus.
Hey, I can do that now.
I call like 5 first down passes with Hugh Freeze this year. I said, oh, he gonna pass the ball. Oh, he gonna pass the ball. Oh, he finna pass the ball. Let's not do that one.
Gus would run the ball, and you really can't say that because he never had a talented wide receiver room. And he had Sammy Coates. What are you talking about? He had Sammy Coates, Darvin Adams. He had Darius Slayton, who's still playing in the league right now for the Giants. I mean, he had some talented wide receivers. Now he had some people that were talented that he didn't give a chance to. What's my guy from Florida? What was my guy from Florida, bro? Man, it'll come to me in a minute. I can't remember his name, but it is what it is. Wow.
That was that's uncalled for right there.
Turn me up, Mark.
No other offensive tackles because he did not recruit offensive linemen. That is something true.
That is true.
Gus gonna run the ball. He run Jackson Arnold. Who is that? Jarquez Sons of the brakes fall off. Yeah, I'm telling you, Osman Chroma, get ready, bro, because you're gonna get all of it that you need at Florida State, bro.
SOS.
Run it again.
Gus making Perry Thompson.
I'm gonna hate that.
Hey, let's get
it. Let's turn it into a good show.
Turn it up.
There
Chance,
is
you
a path.
Chance, you started there, dog.
Imagine Tyreek Hill in a Gus Malzahn offense. Man, Tyreek win the Heisman. Tyreek win the Heisman. Tyreek probably had 2,000 yards rushing and win the Heisman Trophy. Bruh. Like for real. Like for real though. That's it. With Hugh Freeze, do you see slants, stop and goes, hitches, curls, back shoulder throws, running back sit down routes? Didn't have the QB. Gus was deep, 10 yard in routes and bubbles. DB and 15 yards off. Gus still run the gap. Yeah, it got a point. You got a point.
Yeah.
You did not see the route tree with Gus Malzahn.
Not at all.
You did not see the route tree. You didn't see bang eights. You didn't see hitches. You didn't see a deep end. You didn't see a dig. You didn't see a post corner. You didn't see nothing.
No,
it was very high schoolish, and they didn't run a route tree. At least Hugh Freeze tries it.
It was effective.
All right, so before we get up out of here, I'm gonna ask this last question before we get up out of here, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us. I'm gonna ask y'all this question. We talk about QB development, but is our coaches really, and I think somebody mentioned this in the chat, our coaches really, I think it was Ed, he said, our coaches really developing quarterbacks now, or do we see a lot of system guys in college? What are y'all thoughts on that?
Yeah, it depends on, like they said, it depends on what you define as developing a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Can a guy on a scout team be developed? A lot of what you see when you see quarterbacks being developed is the quarterback being successful in the system that they're in. So to his point, yeah, he's right. You go out, you get a quarterback that fits what you do. And if you can get them to be successful and put up numbers in that, then that counts, I guess, as quarterback development. You don't see quarterbacks you don't see coaches trying to just get raw prospects as quarterbacks and turn them into something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's why you see that's why they ran Jalen Miro at Alabama so much this year. It's like, this is not the kind of quarterback that I want, but this is what his skill set is. So we just gonna do that to oblivion.
Do you think time has something to do with that? Like,
what do you mean by time?
Like because before you would have guys that would stay the full 4 years. So when you recruit guys a freshman, unless he just balled, he was not going to play until probably hit the end of his sophomore junior year. So he had 2 years to develop before.
I think it does, but then
get to the league faster. Do you think time has something to do with that?
I think time has a lot to do with it, but then you introduce money too when you talk about NIL. So like that cuts into the time. Kind of like y'all said, you're gonna pay a guy, come sit on the bench. So how do you have the time to develop a guy now? And if you don't go get a quarterback, the fan base wants you up out of there.
Yep.
I'm gonna ask you this question: should college football this kind of goes into the thing, because I kind of and I was thinking about this when you were saying that with the development of quarterbacks, does this affect the NFL? Because in the NFL, you're now starting to see a lot of guys that are running college style offenses. Like Todd Monken is in Baltimore now. Does this affect the NFL game with quarterbacks as well? Like when you were saying that, I thought about it. I was like, how does this affect the NFL game? Should colleges start running more pro style offenses?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see that. Especially if NFL have vested interest in quarterbacks, and that's the path. As a coach, you get evaluated on how many, if you're a quarterback developer, how many quarterbacks you put in the NFL. So
yeah.
The best way to do that is to run a pro style system. Yeah, I think it does affect it for sure.
True. Yeah, that's interesting.
Away from quarterbacks is gonna start growing up. You'll start seeing a lot of 1 to 2 year quarterbacks.
Like this is like the only position that we talk about this in. When you talk about a guy sitting and developing, even when we talk about Hugh Freeze, right? Mm-hmm. He played freshman everywhere else. And he's known for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like the recruiting spiel. A lot of why we were able to land the recruiting class, top 5 recruiting class, is because he's telling kids that, look, look at the field. We are losing, but you can come in and play.
Yeah. Except
these dudes that you went to school with last year, that were seniors at your high school last year, they playing. Right? But then when we get the quarterback, we want them to sit, develop, and it's a whole development piece. But I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting.
Who was the last quarterback you would say that Auburn developed?
Developed? As in like just got better year over year?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Jason Campbell.
Probably Jason
Campbell.
I'm going
to say Jason Campbell. I'm going to say nobody really in this modern era to just say we developed outside of Jason Campbell.
Jason Campbell. You can say people may say Jarrett Stidham, but Jarrett Stidham came in already a polished thrower.
Yeah. He only stayed 2 years.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, Jason Campbell from year to year got better, developed. That's 20 years. Is that an Auburn problem? Is Auburn not developing quarterbacks?
I just think it's a college football thing. Like there's certain schools that just don't develop quarterbacks. Certain schools quarterbacks go to. I don't know if it's just Auburn. It's historically like we stopped at Jason Campbell, but we can just keep going further and further back and look at the same schools that got good quarterbacks keep showing up all the way back to the 50s and 60s. So it's just a thing.
That is true. That is true. Let's take a look at some of the comments before we get up out of here, fellas, man. Gus got that route tree from a middle school flag football. Speed sweep into oblivion, man. Y'all talking about Gus. Oh man, more system players. Okay. Again, you gotta have a lot of system and scheme players. Okay. All right. Shout out to Bruce Pearl is all the daddy you need, man. Shout out to him, man. He said to be fair, Jonathan, Gus's route tree was more like a twig. Ooh. Hogbone in this thing. He said competition is the best developer. Yeah, I feel what you're saying, but I think we all agree on that, but guys are trying to get on the field as quick as they possibly can. So I don't think we'll see a lot of competition. I don't think you're gonna see a lot of guys like Jalen Hurts just stay after he lose his job, things and stuff like that. But
now when you got another school still getting ready to pay you some money.
Yeah, true. You ain't about to see that. True. Yeah, man. Shout out to Auburn men's basketball for getting that dub, man. Should be number one. We talked about that a little bit earlier, but they should be number one. The QB have to fit the system to develop the system. With this QB room, I guess has that. We don't know till we see. Yeah. We won't know. I'm interested in spring practice, man. I'm interested to see how this is gonna go. Hopefully we can be there and try to see what's going on with that. Tom Brady said he had to compete for the starting job every year. Y'all believe that?
At Michigan?
No. Yeah, I was gonna say at Michigan.
Michigan. Yeah. Okay, at Michigan. Yeah, in the NFL.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he didn't, but I'm just saying, did he?
No.
A lot of system guys, coaches don't create a system that fits what these QBs are good at. A lot of these coaches can't. Shout out to Wade, man. Shout out to Wade.
That's very true.
It is true. It is true. That's why if you sign NIL and your NIL, it should be a 2-year contract. Hopefully we'll be getting to that, man. Hopefully we'll be getting somewhere close to that soon. Rodney Williamson, man. Shout out to Rodney Williamson, man. What's going on? He's in Bruton, Alabama, man. War Eagle to you, Rodney, man. Welcome, man. Welcome around the water cooler, man. We appreciate you, man. Bruce Pearl is all the daddy you need. He said, Hogbone. They should be recruiting to replace key positions yearly. Cream will rise to the top. Okay. I see where you coming from with that. Okay. From the stars, he update. Okay. But at Auburn, we have a scarcity mentality, and get scared when anyone mentions transferring or 4 or 5 star kids getting buried in the depth chart.
This is very true.
That is true.
I think we are in a territory now where we're recruiting like none of us have seen before.
Yeah.
So we have a mentality. We're scared to lose kids. You know, we're scared to lose kids. And when you recruit consistently in the top 5, you're gonna lose kids.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna lose talent. But the
we've
thing
never
is,
been here before like
yeah,
this. So.
it's been a while. I'll tell you that, it's been a while. So yeah, Auburn, get ready. I mean, it's a new thing. Like with the way Hugh Freeze is recruiting, I have no issues in this staff when it comes to recruiting. Problem I have is the development part on the proof of concept. Everybody saying Jason Campbell has to be Jason Campbell. Laugh out loud. Tez having to think that Harden shaking his head tells you, that's a question. Yeah, man, it had to be Jason Campbell. Right. I wish Gus would have taken more time with Bo Nix. I wish Bo Nix would not have started his freshman year. In my personal opinion, he probably would have been a better quarterback. But hey, it is what it is. Does Lane Kiffin develop QBs? We talked about this a little bit early. I think we mentioned this a little bit early.
Lane Kiffin, to me, is the best at. He is the best at when we talk about taking what you have on your roster and formulating a offense to fit it and make it successful.
Yep.
That's what Lane Kiffin's gift is to me. And that's developing quarterbacks. I don't know, but like whatever he has on that roster and however that team is compiled, he is the best at taking that and turning it into something.
Yeah.
All right. One thing you don't have to worry about is your star players not getting the ball with Lane Kiffin.
That's true. That is true. That is true. He gonna find a way to get the ball to him.
Exactly.
Definitely find a way to get the ball to him. Shout out to C, man. We good. War Eagle, man. I hope we good, C, man. Shout out to you, my guy. Hope everything, or my guy or girl, if you're a female. Shout out to you. Sharpshooters was talking to Huggy, was going good. Okay, so yeah, his first few years at New England, yes, he was not QB1. He was not QB1. That is true.
Hey, Ted. So, who do you think is the best QB developer in college right now, from a coaching standpoint?
That's an interesting question, bro.
I'm gonna just give you my point. I'm gonna just give you my honest opinion on that.
I had to think about that, bro.
I don't think there is one, bro. I don't think there is a guy in college football that's developing QBs like that. I don't. I think we sit here and look at Lincoln Riley just because he had 3 Heisman Trophy runners in a row, and we like that's QB. That's QB development. But when you look at it, Baker Mayfield started off pretty good, had a rocky middle part, and now he's thriving with Tampa Bay. Kyler Murray seems to be doing well in Arizona. They may be on the cusp of being in the playoffs, maybe. And then you have Caleb Williams, who's struggling in Chicago, but I think that's more of an organizational problem than it is anything. But
don't forget Jalen Hurts.
Well, Jalen Hurts didn't win the Heisman. I said 3 Heisman Trophy winners. This is what it was.
He still developed.
He still coached. You're right. He was still coached.
I think he was up for second. Did he come in second
for the Heisman Trophy?
Yeah, didn't Jalen Hurts come in second that year?
I don't even know if he went to the ceremony, bro. I can't even remember that.
I think he went to the ceremony.
Oh, he probably. I don't remember. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, to me, if you
go to closest thing, it would be Lincoln Riley would be the closest thing. But
yeah, probably.
Honestly, I don't know if there is a guy. I mean, I know a lot of people gonna say this, but I think Harsin was pretty good at developing quarterbacks.
Bro, I was about to say, like, you would have to go. I'm thinking of the Boise's.
Yes,
it would be a school where you get 3-star quarterbacks on the regular.
Yeah.
That's when I think of quarterback developer, I'm thinking like who does more with less from a quarterback standpoint.
And Harsin was on that staff. That was, even though that was what's name, Harsin was on that staff. He was a QB, he was OC, if I'm not mistaken, or something on that staff. And he was working with the quarterbacks. I mean, Kellen Moore was one of his guys on that staff as well. I mean, Harsin was pretty good at Boise. Let me say that because I don't want nobody in the chat saying what they about to say. Say at Boise, you know what I'm saying? Rodney Williams, man. I want to see y'all some money, but I don't see the money tab. Yeah, man. We still trying to get monetized, man. Even though we hit the 500 mark, we still gotta apply for it. So we waiting to get approved, hopefully. So hope everything works out soon. But we still working towards 1,000. So please hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the notification bell so you know when we post. Help us with our help us, man. We just trying to put out as much great content as we can and accurate information about Auburn football and Auburn sports and SEC as we can, man. Martin, which running back can carry the ball 12 to 15 times a game? Martin, I'm going to hold off on that question. Make sure you come back tomorrow because we're talking running backs tomorrow. So make sure you're back tomorrow. Kiffin's QBs are system players. How many play in the NFL? We talked about that. Matt Corral, where he at now? Don't forget to hit the like button. Yeah, please don't forget to hit the like button, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all so much, man. Rodney, I think they have to turn the super chat option on. Oh, y'all talking about it. Yeah, I just mentioned that. What we got it. What's happening right now. Thanks, Bruce. Yeah, we're trying to get that. Get that going, man. What he said? Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. Gotta go with Riley. Yeah, Lincoln Riley is what we said.
Lincoln Riley. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, Harsin was an OC and QB coach. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Harsin did pretty well with developing guys. You about to say something? Go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's an application process, bro. Even though we hit it, we just don't automatically get it. So we gotta apply for it. So we still wait, man. He said you gotta get the Patreon going. Hey, man, we gotta be able to. We're a long way away from that, bro. Trust me. We still trying to just give you great quality content. And once we get to that point, then we'll announce that. But we just want y'all to come around the water cooler with us and just enjoy it. Have a good time, man. We're just having fun right now, man. One day we'll get to that point, but right now, man, we just enjoy y'all coming around, hanging out with us, and just giving some of your time with us as well, man. And we appreciate all y'all for being with us, man. Anything else on y'all? Hold on, wait a minute. Ed Darby came in. Ed Darby said development is more off the field, studying coverages and QB mechanics. Remember, Bo under Gus wanted his talent to fit his system. It's the system. Gus never developed QBs. Which the exact same thing that's going on with Hugh Freeze right now. If that applies to Gus, that has to apply to Hugh Freeze as well.
So Gus, you remember Gus was notorious for like not wanting his quarterbacks to work with outside quarterback colors. Yeah, he was all about learning that system and that system only. And what's interesting now, if I'm not mistaken, I think Walker White and Deuce Knight have the same quarterback coach. I think they both in QB country.
I believe so. Yeah,
which is interesting. You got a quarterback leaving because there's no clear path for quarterback development, and they both being trained by the same person off the field.
So are you saying maybe Walker White gets in his ear?
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't know if it's leaning more towards you didn't see a path to play.
Yeah.
Especially if you're training with this guy. Like, if you're training with this dude and you see him throw the ball, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Baylor.
I see what you say. I see what you're saying. Yeah, like this dude. Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying. But yeah, you're right about that whole Gus never wanted his quarterbacks to work with QB coaches because I think Nick Marshall wanted to work with what's the guy name? George. Yeah. Is it George? That guy?
Yeah.
He wanted to do that. He do it. He couldn't do it. That was interesting. You know, I'll be a Peyton. Yeah, man, we appreciate that, King Richard, man. We working our way towards that, my guy. Remember Gus did not. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
All right, fellas, before we get up out of here, man, anything else y'all want to get off y'all chests, off y'all mind before we get up out of here, man? This has been a good show, man.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
Just real quick, what are the chances that somebody other than Jackson Arnold starts at quarterback for Auburn next year?
As of right now?
As of right now.
It depends on back to Jonathan Taylor's question about QB4. It depends on if Auburn decides to go in the portal and look at another quarterback. Or if they just upgrade a guy right now to a scholarship position like Jackson Barkley. If they were to upgrade Jackson Barkley to QB4, hashtag Jackson Barkley QB4.
Shout out. Run it up.
I think it's a foregone conclusion that Jackson Arnold is going to be the guy. Now, if they go through spring, which as of right now, it's only going to be 2 quarterbacks on campus in the spring. So it'll be Deuce Knight and Jackson Arnold.
Right.
That's scholarship. Scholarship. Let me put it like that. Depending on what happens in the spring, if they get aggressive in the portal, because the portal is going to open up right after the spring game. The spring portal opens up April 16th and it closes on the 25th. If they go aggressive in the portal looking for another quarterback, that tells me that there's a problem. That they have a problem with what's happening. So as of right now, I'm going to say that Jackson Arnold is 97% going to be the starting quarterback in 2025.
Is that a red flag for you, Nick?
What?
If we aggressively have to go get another quarterback.
That's a big red flag. Because at that point in time, that's a red flag on 2 fronts. That means Jackson Arnold is not doing what he's supposed to do, and he's not developing at the route that they want him to. And that tells me that Hugh Freeze can't evaluate talent correctly. And he's second guessing himself. That's what that tells me.
So
I don't want that to happen. I want Jackson Arnold to come in and be the one to grab the reins of this offense so we'll know what's happening.
Right.
If there's any chatter, if there's anything coming out saying, we got to get this guy sped up, he's not. If you start hearing stuff like that, be worried.
So how soon do you want to see him named the starter versus this quarterback competition to give you confidence?
But is this really going to be a quarterback competition though? I mean, because
that's what I'm asking.
Are we expecting it? Unless Deuce Knight just comes in here and just wows everybody and just picks the offense up that quick, and then
does he play him then? Is Hugh Freeze the kind of coach that would play a Deuce Knight if Deuce Knight came in here and was amazing?
No, he's not.
And that's the only way to say his job. If we look mediocre.
No, he's gonna go with experience.
Because he told us that Holden looked the best in camp.
He did. He said Holden
2 years ago.
He said Holden had the best arm. Holden looked the best in camp. He said that, and he still went
Peyton Thorne. Right.
So if history tells us anything, he's going to go with the experience over who's probably the better option at the time.
Get a Jackson Arnold jersey, guys.
Well, do you know what number he wearing? Is he wearing 11? Is he wearing 10? What number you going with?
But I don't know. But he's the guy. He's the guy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they did not pay allegedly.
I just hope he just name him, man, and don't give us this false kind of quarterback competition thing. Like, he knew this. The last 2 years, he knew Peyton Thorne was going to be the quarterback the whole time.
Oh, of course.
But he played it as if it was like this competition, especially that first year.
That's to me, Ted, that speaking on red flags, that'll be another red flag for me.
Just tell us.
To me, that'll show that he's not confident in his offensive game plan to name a starter. Because to me, Hugh Freeze like to beat around the bush. We think he like to be direct, but he likes to play around and be like, yeah, my team, we not ready yet. We not ready yet. But then it's your play calling the reason why we lose. So it's just like, it's you who's not ready. So
wow, it's you who's not ready.
It's not ready. It's a bar.
It's no excuse, bro. It's no excuse this year.
That's funny.
We went 3 years, and like Nick said, I want to return on my investment.
Right, guys. I'll be honest with y'all. For me, this year, it's an anomaly to me. It's almost like I'm not gonna judge Hugh Freeze by anything that happened. Well, I'm gonna judge him by a little bit, but not like by the results from this year. Because I feel like we were coin flip away from 9-10 wins. It's like a series of unfortunate events. Like, I don't expect this to happen again. Like, you know what I mean?
I hope it does.
Like, I think those situations are turning in our favor if we had to play them again or something like that. That's how I'm gonna hold it. bit. So that's why I'm kind of confident about next year. But one thing I know, he want to throw the ball.
Yeah, that's true. Let's look at some of the comments before we get up out of here, fellas, man. That's always crazy to me. Why wouldn't you want someone hungry enough to work with someone else outside to do to better themselves? That's interesting. Rodney Williams said, what time tomorrow, fellas, man? 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Central tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow here. We'll be here. Talk a little bit of running backs tomorrow, man. Kendall Rod, shout out to Kendall, man. Agreed. He knew he wasn't going to win the job. And UK Auburn love QBs like Deuce. Yeah, man. Bruce Pearl is all the data you need, man. He's saying 10%, 10 to 15% unless we get somebody before the spring. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Okay. About the quarterback. I got you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they didn't pay Jason Arthur to come sit on the bench. Yeah, nah, they're not doing that. Yeah. Bro, we started looking for him quarterback aggressively in the spring, and he might well pack. I'm telling you, if they start aggressively looking for a quarterback in the spring portal, it's a problem. It's a problem. Be worried.
You do not want a spring portal quarterback.
You do not, because we got Peyton Thorne in the spring, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
So be worried, please. 5 or 6 red flags. Ain't no competition. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not this job right now is Jackson Arnold. I don't think there is going to be a competition, unless Deuce Knight just comes in here in the spring and just wows everybody, and everybody's like, yeah, we may have a problem. We may have a problem. So if a player from the playoffs enter the transfer portal, would they be able to come in the spring? So Auburn starts school on what, the 13th or the 6th of January?
Yeah, I think the 13th.
So normally, how I notice in school, you have a drop add day, which is normally about 3 weeks from the day you start school. So you can drop and add classes up until that date. So that normally gives you until about the end of January, beginning of February. So guys can still enroll and get in class that way. Will it happen? I don't know. Guys can still come in. They can start taking visits, like I said, January 1st again, and start, looking for places to go once they get into the portal and stuff like that after the playoffs. But that's gonna be pretty late, because if you're looking at a guy that's playing in the quarterfinals or the semifinals, that's what, the 10th, if I'm not mistaken, 9th or 10th. Yeah, that's gonna be pushing it for a guy to get into school, to go visit, commit, and get into school by the end of the month. So it'll be interesting. Can they do it? I'm pretty sure if they want it bad enough, it'll happen. Hugh Freeze is a walking red flag. He had no green station. The green
no, he ain't got that.
You too old school to play a true freshman, man. Yeah. I like this right here, man. Ed said the only way it doesn't work, in my opinion, is if Hugh Freeze makes no adjustments to his offense with Jackson Arnold. I don't think he has time for competition. He needs to be in the lab getting his playbook tailored to Jackson Arnold.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was going to say to Ed earlier. Like, if he's too prideful to do what he's supposed to do next year, I'm afraid. I'm worried. Because to me, a lot of times that's what it boiled down to this year. We know that you wanted to throw the ball and you stuck with it. Like Nick, one game, Nick called exactly how we were gonna lose.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Like, we sat here and Nick said, nah, I'm gonna lose this way. And I kid you not, Auburn lost exactly the way Nick said. And I'm sitting here like, bro. Like, we got scripted losses.
Yes.
Man, telling you, bro. I'm telling you.
I don't know. It looks like 3 people are calling plays.
It does. It does. Wait, Sharp. So you made the announcement? I'm still not gonna make it, bro. Because I'm gonna let you make. Nah, bro. I want to say it so bad, bro, because I'm hype about it, and this is dope. Like y'all know, man. But shout out to Sharpshooters Podcast. They about to go to the next level, ladies and gentlemen. One day we'll be there. We'll be there one day. But they about to go to the next level, man. I ain't gonna. Nah, that's your moment. That's your moment, bro. That's gonna be dope. I can't wait to hear that tomorrow when people finally hear what's going on. I agree with Ted. I think Deuce can come in and start. Oh, you think Deuce can come in and start? Okay, interesting. What do y'all think about Perry playing more wide receiver? So playing slot? I mean, not wide tight end. Nah, man.
Hey,
you're out there, man. Keep
it as a receiving tight end.
Yeah, a big body tight end.
He got depth at receiver.
Who's this tight end at Ole Miss? What's his name?
I can't remember.
Evan Ingram.
Yeah, Evan Ingram. Yeah, Evan Ingram.
Ooh, Perry Thompson playing that. Ooh, dicing up the middle of the field. Oh, but see, okay, but will he be trying to get the ball to him though? Will Hugh Freeze be trying to get the ball to him on a regular basis?
Get the ball to Evan Ingram a lot.
Okay,
all right. Did.
What's up, Sharp? What's going on? Marcus speaking fat. Yes. She said, say. Oh, he said, okay, all right. You know what? Tez is part of Sharp Shooters Podcast. We're gonna let Tez announce the news. Tez, tell him what's popping, bros.
All right, so Sharp Shooters Podcast will be. That was my drum roll. On the sidelines for the Senior Bowl this year.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Shout out to the Sharp Shooters Podcast, man. They got credentialed to cover the Senior Bowl this year in Mobile. So they'll be on the sideline, man. Shout out to them, man. That is a big accomplishment. That is a big accomplishment for channels like ours, man. Trying to get legitimized, trying to move up in this thing, man. So shout out to them, man. They got credentialed by the Senior Bowl. So that's dope. They'll be on the sideline with, I'm gonna say it, they'll be on the sideline with Jarquez Hunter. So they got to get an interview with Jarquez Hunter. Stuff like that, man. They'll be on the sideline with all the NFL coaches, man. So it's gonna be dope, man. Shout out to them, man. That's dope. That's dope, man. And congratulations to the Sharp Shooters Podcast.
Congratulations, be strong,
man. That's a big thing. That's big. No,
that's awesome.
Big. That's big.
First step to get in the room.
That's what I'm saying. Hugh needs to be reminded that we are RBU. That's what it is, man. Like I stated earlier, man. Auburn is not known as a quarterback school, but Auburn is definitely known as a running back school. So we can run the ball. That's one thing we can do.
So why did you hire Hugh Freeze? I don't know. I just be thinking like,
you making a valid point. You making a valid point, man. Richard, concerned about Hugh's desire to air it out versus Auburn's run the ball roots. Huh? I'm not. I think Hugh about to throw that thing across the field all day, every chance he get.
Man, what?
Shout out to Brian G. Looks like Jeffrey Ember wants back at Auburn. Would you be down with that? We talked about this earlier, man. And
for sure.
I want Jeffrey Ember back because I thought Jeffrey Ember had a really high motor when he was here. I thought he could have been a dominant presence on the inside. That's a big guy. I think what was his nickname? Thanos is what they called him. Like, I thought he could have been good, but they just didn't put him on the field. And I never understood why he wasn't playing. I never understood it. But it is what it is. I would be interested to have him come back.
He would be one of the first players, I think. What's funny, me and Brisket was talking about this on the phone one time. It was like, will we in this era, will we start seeing more players transfer from schools and then transfer back to them with money introduced? And like for him to do that, like you typically don't see it, but you got to think if he's going to transfer back to Auburn, they made him some promises financially.
That's what exactly.
You know what I mean?
And then looking at the fact Auburn doesn't have a lot of veteran depth there as well. So yeah, I agree.
So like, do you think we start seeing that more often?
Yeah. So do you think Walker White may end up back at Auburn?
Nah,
I hope not. If he,
I think it was a disrespect level there for him as well.
I get what you're saying.
I think he felt disrespected because it'd be different if he didn't do a lot of the footwork for this freshman class, and like you said, he decommitted to one school to come to Auburn. So it's just like
because he was definitely committed to Clemson.
Yeah,
definitely was.
Yeah.
Rodney Williams said, "Congratulations, yeah, man! Shout out to Sharp Shooters, man." King Richard said he'll be at the Senior Bowl. So King Richard, make sure you look for the Sharp Shooters podcast on the sideline.
It'll be B Sharp there with the bucket hat and some pine straw in his mouth, and some high socks. I feel like
Yo, that's what's up, big dog. Shout out to Sharpshooters, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you, man. This is major, man. Y'all don't know how major this is for channels like
It's
ours.
dope, man.
Like to get credentials to be able to cover a major, event like the Senior Bowl. Man, y'all don't know how big that is, man. That's dope. That's dope, man. Yeah, man. All the congratulations to Sharp, man. We appreciate y'all, man. I gotta holler at 27. Yeah, he definitely, Sharpshooters definitely gotta go get an interview with Jarquez Hunter when he there, man. Yeah, man. We trying to make it, man. Hollywood Hollywood DJ. You be our cameraman. That's what he said. He can make the trip. Huggy B said, man, I'm ready to be championship you, man. Let's win with what we got. Yeah. I mean, we got enough on the roster right now. Let's make it happen.
No excuses.
I wouldn't mind him coming back. Yeah. I would not mind Jeffrey Ember coming back, bro. I like the guy. I liked him. Him. It is what it is. I just wish he would have got more run. Look at this as a Purdue. I understand why he wasn't playing at Auburn. Wow, DC.
He's coming in throwing shade.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
He got in throwing shade.
Okay. All right. I just liked him. I thought he had a motor that just really went really well. Can't wait for all those brothers to get that. Man, yeah, man. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen. Ed Darby said Walker White's coming back September 5th, 2026.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because the home and home series.
That's the home and home. It's the home and home with Bailey and Auburn.
And theoretically, he should be the starter because that's why he's going, because of the clear path for quarterback development. So
exactly. So you're right. 2026, Walker White should be the starting quarterback coming back to Jordan-Hare Stadium to play against Auburn in that game.
Oh wow.
Well, that's gonna be that. The storylines around that is gonna be.
And this defensive freshman class will be sophomores.
Ooh, yeah, he came in with Riddick and DJ Barber them too. Joe Phillips. Oh, ooh, boy, that's gonna be. Woo. When Auburn had no clue, Walker was. Shout out to Hogbone, man. Every time I see Hogbone come up, I see Hugh Riley. I say Hogbone. When Auburn had no clue, Auburn was upset. Had no clue Walker was upset and put out the PR picture. That tells me offensive players and coaches need to talk more. That's true. Communication. Shout out. Yes, very true. Very true. Very, very true.
That is true.
Yeah, man. You got a point right there, Hogbone. Shout out to Hogbone, man. Auburn legend, Hogbone, man. Shout out to him. All right, fellas, man. We've been on here for almost 2 hours, man. Did not expect to be on here this long because we don't really want these shows to last that long. But it's a great conversation, man. Great conversation. Anything else on your mind before we get up out of here, fellas? Nope. That's what it is. Everybody was quiet. I guess not. Tell them where they can find you at, boss man.
All right, man. You can find me at boom. ProtoImager.com or at ProtoImager on all platforms.
Nick, not you. Put tears up there.
Yeah, you can find me at Frodo Imagery on all platforms. ProtoImagery.com is my website. Or you can catch me on the Sharpshooters podcast every Tuesday. I don't think we're having a show tomorrow, but we'll be coming to you soon. And catch us at the Senior Bowl if you there.
Yeah. I'm telling you, bro. Big news, man. That's what's up, man. And we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here around the water cooler, man. Marcus, what you got to say to people before we get up out of here, man?
Hey, man, y'all be safe, man. Take care, and we'll be back Wednesday to kick some brand new flavor in your ear. Brand new flavor in your ear. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have, if Tez want to come back tomorrow, he can. But I don't want to keep bothering Tez. But Tez,
it's all good, man. I don't think I got nothing to do tomorrow.
But I'll be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're talking running backs tomorrow, man. We're gonna talk. Will Auburn have another 1,000-yard runner? Will Auburn have another 1,000-yard runner? We're gonna talk about that tomorrow, man. So we'll dive into that and we'll go through that and we'll take a look at that and see what's going on, man. But as always, before we get up out of here, man, like I always say, you are always appreciated. Thank y'all so much for giving us your time to come around the water cooler and chill with us, man. We appreciate y'all. Hit us up. Follow us on Twitter at CoolerSpot23, man. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk. Follow us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast on Facebook. And of course, here on YouTube. Subscribe, like, and share the video. And hit the notification bell so you know when we post more videos and go live. So, man, I appreciate that. Man, thank y'all so much for rocking with us here around the water cooler, man. 500 subscribers, man. We on our way to 1,000, man. So we're gonna keep bringing you good content. We're gonna keep trying to bring you quality content. We're gonna keep trying to bring you the most accurate information that we can that is out there pertaining to Auburn football and SEC. But man, if all hearts and minds are clear, fellas, and everybody out there in the chat, shout out to all y'all. Shout out to everybody that comes and rocks with us on a daily basis, man. We appreciate y'all, man. As always, y'all have a good one. Better yet, y'all have a great one. Y'all be blessed, man. One love. And we out this mug. Holla. See you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central.
Thanks for checking out this episode of Water Cooler Talks with your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick. Make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so that you never miss an episode.